Hello, tiny humans. I'm going to read you a story called The Gruffalos Child. And what I'll do is I'll read it and I'll show you the pictures, okay? So here we go. Gruffalos Child. The Gruffalo said no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep, dark wood. Why not? Why not? 'Cause if you do, a big bad mouse will come after you. I met him once, said the Gruffalo. I met him a long, long time ago. Well, what does he look like? Tell us, Dad. Is he terribly big and terribly bad? I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo said. He thought for a minute and he scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong and his swishy tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. One snowy night, while the Gruffalo snored, the Gruffalo's child was feeling bored. The Gruffalo's child was feeling braved, so she tiptoed out of the Gruffalo cave. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. Into the wood went the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Aho! Tracks in the snow. Who is this trail and where does it go? A tail poked out of a log pile house. Could this be the tail of the big bad mouse? Out slid the creature. His eyes were small and he didn't have whiskers, no, none at all. You're not the mouse. Not I, said the snake. He's down by the lake eating Gruffalo cake. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Aho! Marks in the snow. Whose are these claw marks and where do they go? Two eyes gleamed out of a treetop house. Could these be the eyes of the big bad mouse? Down flew the creature. His tail was short and he didn't have whiskers of any sort. You're not the mouse. Woohoo, not I, but he's somewhere nearby eating Gruffalo pie. The snow fell fast, the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Aho! Tracks in the snow. Who's this track and where does it go? Whiskers at last and an underground house. Could this be the home of the big bad mouse? What do we see? Out slunk the creature. His eyes weren't fiery. His tail wasn't scaly and his whiskers weren't wiry. You're not the mouse. Oh, not me. He's under a tree drinking Gruffalo tea. It's all a trick, said the Gruffalo's child, sat on a stump where the snow lay piled. I don't believe in the big bad mouse. But here comes a little one out of his house. Not big, not bad. A mouse at least. You'll taste good as a midnight feast. See the mouse? Wait, said the mouse. Before you eat, there's a friend of mine you ought to meet. If you let me hop on the hazel twig, I'll beckon my friend so bad and big. The Gruffalo's child unclenched her fist. The big bad mouse, so he does exist. The mouse hopped on to the hazel tree. He beckoned then and said, just wait and see. Out came the moon. It was bright and round and a terrible shadow fell on the ground. Who is this creature so big, bad and strong? His tails and whiskers are terribly long. His ears are enormous and over his shoulder he carries a nut that's the size of a boulder. The big bad mouse, yelled the Gruffalo's child. The mouse jumped down from the twig and smiled. Aha, aho, prints in the snow. Whose are these footprints and where do they go? The footprints led to a Gruffalo cave, where the Gruffalos child was a little bit less brave. The Gruffalos child was a little less bored. And the Gruffalo snored and snored and snored. What's a naughty little Gruffalo? She went running out. She shouldn't have gone out on her own, but she did. So, what do you think? Was it the shadow in the end, or was it the big bad mouse? Because I think if you look carefully, it was the shadow of the mouse on the ground that scared the little Gruffalo. Let's have a look. So the mouse stood round the moon, and it's the shadow that scared the little Gruffalo back to her cave where she should belong and stay with her dad. It was a very good book. So if you want to hear another story, I will do you one another day, okay? And you just try and be nice to your mum and dad. Make sure you listen, and we will see you again soon. Okay, bye.